Kuzuzangbola, welcome to Bhutan e-learning project. I'm Karmatenjan, teacher of Dikiling Middle Secondary School from Sarvang Zongkak. This is mathematics lesson for Key Stage 2, classes 4 to 6. So today, we are going to learn about addition and subtraction of decimals. So at the end of the lesson, you will learn how to add and subtract decimals using place value chart, algorithm, grid, and number line. In your last class, you have learned about how to draw, how to create place value chart. And then you have also learned how to place numbers or insert numbers into the place value chart. So today we are going to add and subtract decimals with various ways. But we are not going to look at all the ways. We will look at few ways that are very simple and then very effective, that teaches you the concept very clearly. Addition of decimal. We can add decimals in the same way that we add whole numbers. That's adding values of numbers that has same place values. When you add decimals, the numbers are not always line up on the left or on the right as we wish. It depends on the place value of the digit you are adding. We need to line up numbers having same place value in the same column. However, the decimal points must always line up. That is the point of reference between whole number and decimal. Okay, the first way that we are going to look at is using place value chart. Here is my place value chart. So we are going to insert the numbers that are going to be added. So those add-ins we are going to insert or place inside the place value chart. So the first add-in here is 1.35 and the second is 4.8. Now let's insert the first add-in. 1 will come under ones, and then 3 comes under tenth, 5 under hundredth. And then below that, we're going to insert the next addend, that is 4.8. 4 insert under the ones, and then 8 under the tenth. Now, let's add. To add, it's obvious that we begin from the right hand, from the hundredth. So, on the hundredth column, we have 5 plus 0, that gives you 5. On the 10th column, you have 3 plus 8, that gives you 11. And then here, 11 is 2-digit number. And then the place value column can hold only 1 digit. So you have 11 tenth. 11 tenth. So you keep the 1/10 in the 10th column and take forward 10 tenth to the left hand side to the ones column. So that becomes 1 ones. Now add the numbers that are in the column of ones. 1 plus 4, you get 5. And then again you have 1 that you have brought from the 10th column. Now here you have to regroup it, and then it gives you 6. So 1.35 plus 4.8 will give you 6.15. Let's look at another example. So decimals with a different number of decimal digits can still be added. Meaning, here, in one of the addend, you have more digit. Meaning, digits to the thousandth. It's very simple. Just draw the place value chart. So please, this time, join with me to do together. Let's do it together, right? Okay, the first addend, 3.8. So 3 comes under ones, 8 under tenth. Now the next addend, 1 comes under ones, 4 comes under tenth, 6 comes under hundred, and 7 under thousand. Now you might have noticed that in the first addend there are no digits in hundreds column and thousand column. So even if you go on adding, there is no problem. If you are not comfortable, why not? You can add 0. So you add 0 just to hold the place. So 0 can be a place holder. Now add from the thousand. 0 plus 7 gives you 7. 0 plus 6 gives you 6. 8 plus 4 in the 10th column gives you 12. Again, 2-digit number. Now keep 2/10 in each column, and then 1/10 or 10/10 take to the ones column. So that makes 1 ones. So 3 plus 1 gives you 4. And then when you regroup with the 1 that we have brought from the 10th column will give you 5. So the sum of 3.8 plus 1.467 is equal to 5.267. Now is your turn. So I have a question here. Ready? 5.451 plus 0.2. So do it on your own. Next, let's go to way 2. This time we'll use algorithm. Here we don't use a place value chart. Instead, we simply align or arrange the digit according to their place value, so that we add the numbers or the digits with the same place value. We don't even draw columns, and then this makes your work faster. So let me show you how we are going to arrange the numbers. So 3 comes under ones. So you just arrange 3.8. And in the second addend, you have 1.467. And then again, you might have noticed that in the first addend, digits in tenth and thousands are missing, right? So there you put 0 as a placeholder, and then let's add now. 0 plus 7 will give you 7, 0 plus 6 is 6, 8 plus 4 is 12, which is 2-digit number again. So you just keep the 2/10 there and take the 10/10 to the ones column, that will give you 1 ones. And then add 3 plus 1, and then regroup with the 1 that you have brought from the 10th column. Will give you 5.267. Okay, let's take a look at another example. So join with me to do this activity. Let's do it together. The question here is 13.799 plus 4.285. So now let's arrange these numbers. 13.799, and then insert the number below it, the next addend. 4 point, the 4 comes under ones, which is below 3. 0.285. Now again, here you might have noticed that 1 in the first addend, under 1 there is a place. There you can add 0, or even if you leave, it doesn't matter. So now this is the arrangement. So let's add. 9 plus 5 gives you 14. That is 2-digit number. So you just keep the 4,000 in its place, and then take 10,000 to the 100th place. There you have 9 plus 8 gives you 17. And you have to regroup 10,000 that you have brought from the 1,000th place. So that will make 18. And then here again it is 2-digit number. So you just leave or keep the 800 in its place value in its column, and then take the 1000 to the 10th place. Now you have 7 plus 2 actually is 9, and then you should remember that you have brought 1000 from the 100th place, so that will give 1/10, and then that makes 10/10. And then here again it is 2-digit number, so you will write only 0, keep there the 0 in its place, and then take 1/10 to the ones place. And in ones place you have already have 3 and 4, that will give you 7, and plus 1 that you have brought from 10th will give you 8, and then last you have only 1 in the 10th place, so simply just bring down the 1, and that makes 18.084. Again it's your turn, so I'll give you a question here. 27.04 plus 3.54, so do it on your own. Now let's take a look at the third way, that is using 1000 grid. So this is the 1000 grid. Look at it very carefully, and then I have marked red. Can you see it? And then that red column, the whole column, represents 1/10. 1/10. And the next, can you see a square that is marked with blue? That represents 100. And then another, a very small rectangle there, marked green. So that represents 1000. So now with this concept, let's use 1000 grid to add decimals. Let's take 0.123 plus 0.457. Now let's add using 1000 grid. In the first addend, there's no ones, but you have 1 in the place of 10th. And then I have already said that the whole column represents 10. So since you have 1 in the 10th column, you have to shade or you have to mark the whole column. So this is how we mark. Next we have 2 in the place of 100, and then 100 is a square in that grid. So we need to shade or color or mark 2 square. And then 3 in the place of 1000. 1000, it is represented in the form of rectangle, small rectangle. So you need to shade 3 rectangle. And in the second addend, you have 0.457. So 4 in the place of 10th, you have to shade, you have to mark with color or anything, 4 columns. And then 500, you have to shade 5 squares. And then 7,000, so you need to shade 7 small rectangles. Now let's put these 2 together. So there are, can you count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 5 full columns, which represents 5/10. And then when you combine, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. You have 8 full squares, which represents 800. And you haven't shaded the small rectangles, so 0. So when you add, or when you combine these 2 together, 0.123 plus 0.457 gives you 0.580 or 0.58. Now can you do on your own? I doubt. Okay, let's take another example, that is 0.367 plus 0.248. Now this is the 1000 grid. Okay, look at the first addend. You have no numbers in the whole number part, so just concentrate on the decimal part. So in the first addend, you have 3 in the 10th place. So you need to sheet 3 columns. And then you need to sheet 6 squares. You need to sheet 7 small rectangles. And then when you look at the second addend, you have 2 in the 10th place, which means you need to sheet 2 columns. You need to sheet 4 squares. You need to sheet 8 small rectangles. So now when you combine this together, let's combine. Now did you notice here? You have 6 columns, you have 1 square, you have 5 small rectangles. So 0.367 plus 0.248 gives you 0.615. Now it's your turn again. This time I will not do, so you do it, right? I'll give you a question. So this is the question. 0.433 plus 0.212. So do it. So that's all about the addition. Now let's look at how to subtract decimals. It's very simple. We can subtract decimals the same way we subtract whole numbers, the same way we add just a few minutes ago. Here we subtract a number value from a number that is in the same place value. So in subtraction of decimals, the numbers need to be lined up on the left or on the right, depending on the place value of the digits you are subtracting. We need to line up numbers having same place value in a same column. The decimal points must line up. That we have already discussed and we have agreed. However, numbers with greater value must be placed on the top, not at the bottom. Okay? Now, to subtract decimals, we have several ways of doing, but we are not going to do all the ways. So first, let's look at using place value table or place value chart. Let's take an example. That is 4.3 minus or subtract. This is subtraction. So 4.3 minus 1.042. Another word, let's say you have 4.3 and take away 1.042. Now this is the place value chart that you have already done. Let's place the numbers there. It's very simple. We have done doing the addition, same thing. And then again, you might have noticed here that there are some missing digits in 100 and then in 1000. This time it is not addend. In subtraction, the first part we call it minuend and the second part we call it as subtrahend. So you might have noticed some missing digits. So there you write or put 0 as a placeholder. Now, this is how it looks when you finish placing the numbers. So let's subtract. So in the 1000th place, in the minuend we have 0, and then the subtrahend part we have 2. So we can't subtract. We can't take away 2 from 0. So you need to regroup. You have to bring from the next column, that is 100th column. But you see here again the same thing. Here in the 100th column you have 0, so you can't give anything from there. So further move towards the 10th, and there you have 3. So from there you get 1. And then when we get 1 from there, when we regroup, when you take 1 from the 10th column to the 100th column, you have in the 100th column you have now 10 hundredth. And from 10 hundredth, when you further give 1, when you further share 1 to the 1000th place, there the 0 becomes 10,000th. So now you have 10 here. So 10 take away 2, you will remain with 8. And then in the next column, in the 100th column, previously you have 10 there. Now you have only 9. So 9 take away 4 will give you 5. And in the 10th, previously it was 3. As you have done some regrouping, so you are left with 2 there. So 2 take away 0 meaning you're not taking anything from there, so you remain with 2. And in the ones column, you have 4, and take away 1 is 3. So 4.3 minus 1.042 will give you 3.258. Okay, can you do? No. Are you still in doubt? Let's do an activity together so that you'll get a clear idea how to do it. So here 4.823, and then you have to take away 1.21. Let's place these numbers in the place value chart. Okay, now let's subtract. So 3 take away 0, you'll get 3. 2 take away 1, you'll get 1. 8 take away 2, you'll get 6. And 4 take away 1, you have 3. So 4.823 minus 1.21 will give you 3.613. Okay, now it's your turn. So do this question. 5.306 take away 3.043. So do it, right? Next, we look at how to use or how to subtract using algorithm. Similar to that of addition using algorithm, we don't use a place value chart here. Simply align the numbers or the digit according to their place values so that we subtract a number value from a number that has a same place value. We don't even draw columns, and that makes our work easier and faster, and with the same concept. You have already learned how to arrange the numbers. So this is how it looks. 4.300, 1.042. So when you subtract 0, you can't directly subtract, isn't it? You have to do some regrouping there. So when you regroup, you get 10,000. So 10,000, when you take away from 10,000, when you take away 10,000, you have 8. You will remain with 8. And then from 900, take away 4, you will be remaining with 5. And then 2, there you have 2. So 2 take away 0, 2. And then 4 take away 1 is 3. The same thing. Let's do together again. 4.823 take away 1.21. Okay, let's arrange. 4.823, 1.210. So now start subtracting. 3 take away 0 is 3. 2 take away 1 is 1. So 8 take away 2, 6. 4 take away 1, 3. Okay. Now again is your turn. So do this question on your own. 7.362 take away 3.432. Now let's look at another, that is using number line. Now number line can also be used in addition. Let's take this one here in subtraction, right? I will tell you that to subtract, if we add, do we get a solution? To subtract, if we add numbers, do we get the solution? Do you get the difference? You will say no, right? But I will do, and I will show you how to do. I'll add and then find the answer for subtraction. I'll find out the differences, okay? One way to subtract is to add using a number in the number line. That is, you need to add up from lower value number to the greater value number. Let's take an example, and then you will be very clear, right? 7 take away 3. I said adding will give you the difference between 3 and 7. Adding here means you need to add from the lower value. Here, 7 and 3, the lower value. 3 has the lower value. So From 3, you keep on adding some numbers till you attain or till you reach 7. So 3 plus 4 will give you 7, right? That means 7 take away 3 is 4. And then you are not limited to this. You have several convenient numbers along the way from lower value to the higher value. Let's take a look. Let's keep the same question, 7 take away 3, right? You see, the lower value here is 3. And you can add 3 plus 2. You're adding 2 here. It's only 5. It's not 7. Keep on adding, again 2. So that makes 7. Meaning, you are adding 3 plus 4 will give you 7. And difference between 7 and 3 is 4. You have another 3, the lower value, plus 2 is only 5. Again add 1 is only 6. And add again 1 will give you 7. So 3 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1. You're adding several numbers there. So that gives you the same difference. Let's take another. 3 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. Okay, 4. So 3 plus 4 will give you 7. So similarly, you can take several convenient number. You are not limited to one that I have shown here. Now, the point here is we are going to use number line. Let's take a look. Let's keep 5.17 take away 1.65. Now let's see how the number line works. So this is a number line here. Now, once you have drawn the number line, which numbers to be added or placed there? So we have discussed that we keep on adding from the lower level until you reach the required or the expected number. Here, 5.17 take away 1.65. When you look at the value, 1.65 is lower than 5.17. So start with the lower value, that is 1.65. So put it at the left hand or the starting point of the number line. Now from there, you have to start the journey from there. You keep on adding and move towards the end till you reach 5.17. So here, when you add numbers, you have to look at something. That is, 1.6 is the starting number. And when you add how many numbers, you will get some, you will reach a number that is very comfortable, so that the rest part of the adding, rest part of the journey from that number to till 5.17 should be very comfortable for you to do. So 1.65, in that decimal part, you can see that 6 is in the 10th place and 5 in the 100th place. So when you have 10 100, it will give you 1/10, right? So let us add 0.05, which means 500 to 1.65. So when you add this, 1.70. Further, if you add 0.3, that is 3/10 to 1.70, you'll get 2. Now, your journey will be very easy. So from 2, you just add 1, you reach to 3. And from 3, when you add 1, you reach to 4. And further one more, you reach to 5. Now, the last number that you are going to reach is 5.17. So you have already reached 5. So you only need to add 0.17. So when you add this, you reach to 5.17. Therefore, the differences here now, don't forget, we are working on how to find out the differences. So the differences here is 5.17 minus 1.65 is the numbers that you have added, okay? Add all the numbers that you have added so far. 0.05 plus 0.3 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 0.17. So that is 3.52. So 5.17 and 1.65. The differences between these two is 3.52. Again, let's look at one example. Okay, 4.3. Take away 1.042. Now think that 1.042, when you add some numbers on it, you will get 4.3. So as we have discussed earlier, let's draw the number line. Since 1.042 is the lower value number, start with this number. So starting number is 1.042. Now you add some numbers there so that you will reach to a number which is more comfortable than the number that you have in the beginning. So I am going to add 0.008, that is 8,000. So when I add this, I'll get 10,000. And when I regroup, the 4 which is in the 100 place will increase to 5. So you will get 1.05. There, now you have 1 and then 500. So when you add 0.05, you will reach to 1.1. And again, if you add 0.2, you'll get 1.3. Now you have reached a number which is very comfortable because you are to reach 4.3. So when you add 1 to 1.3, you'll get 2.3. Further, if you add again 1, you'll reach to 3.3. And then when you add again the last one, you'll get 4.3. So what you have to do is you have to add up the numbers that you have added so far. So that is the difference between the two numbers, that is 4.3 and 1.042. Okay, now you try. So here is the question. 5.2 minus 3.04. So work on it. Now you have done addition of decimal using 3 ways. We have done subtraction of decimals using 3 ways. So let's do an exercise. Sonam poured 2.06 liter of milk in a container. Again poured 4.8 liter of milk in the same container. What is the total amount of milk they poured in that container? Question B. A shopkeeper ordered a table of 3.056 meter in length. He received a table that is 0.478 meter shorter. What is the length of the table that he received? Question C. The rainfall in Serpong during the month of June, July and August were 9.83 centimeter, 5.24 centimeter and 2.32 centimeter respectively. What is the difference in amount of rainfall of June and the rainfall of July and August together? So here, be careful. We are finding the difference between the rainfall of June and July and August together. Question number D. Uden walked 13.5 kilometer on Monday, 11.75 kilometer on Tuesday, 15.8 kilometer on Wednesday, and 18.6 kilometer on Thursday. How many kilometers did she walk in 4 days? Thank you and see you in my next lesson.